Hi, I'm Ben Warren. All parts are still on back order. Welcome to Track Support.
What is the Pro Truck Shootout about? Are guns involved?
No, no guns. Not that we know of. The Pro Truck Touring Shootout was a brainchild of a dear friend of mine, Arnie Gonzalez. If you've ever met Arnie, he's a great guy, great person, fun guy, just life of the party. He kind of grew up with trucks in general in his background. And when I started a private or an independent autocross group, he would always be there with his truck, which is called Red X, and he would come out and I would make him drive through my autocross to practice. And that way, if anybody ever had an excuse about an obstacle on my autocross or an issue with a turn not being wide enough or good enough, I could always go, well, a truck made it through. Can you? Arnie came up with this brainchild and got with the right people, and it just kind of like he threw water and Miracle Grow, and there's a huge following for it. Trucks are becoming huge right now in the market for racing across the board. He got tapped in with a lot of the right people, and a lot of people picked it up. Companies, sponsors at national level. So he's kind of still building it, but it's been a success so far, and it's an amazing experience to go and have fun at. So the crowds at these things are pretty awesome. It's a lot of kind of laid back crowd, laid back atmosphere. We get down to business when it's time to race. It's a lot of people with very similar vehicles that can help each other out. The pits are amazing. Everybody wants to lend a hand to do different stuff. The crowds are great. The vendors have always been amazing. So I've been to pretty much every event so far as the truck events go, and trying to kind of just help how I can in different aspects of it. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of great people, a lot of old friends, a lot of new friends. I meet new great people at each new event I go to. We've been to Kentucky, Bowling Green, Kentucky, at the Corvette Museum a couple different times. It's basically a 2-day format. So what happens when you go to a Pro Truck Shootout? Well, first of all, you make sure you get your entry fee lined up sooner than later online. You go to the website, check it out. We'll have the link below. You register, pay online, get your ticket, you get your dinner tickets. You show up, you get your truck teched. They're going to go through it, make sure everything's safe and ready to race for you. And everybody loves just hanging out at the track and bench racing. But day one, you wake up, they have a driver's meeting, you walk the course, you do a big autocross that goes on for the majority of the day. Then a little bit before dinner time, but a little after lunch, mid-afternoon if you want to call it, we do what's called a drivability cruise. So basically, these race trucks have to tick a lot of boxes. You have to be able to take them to the racetrack, throw down an autocross with them. You have to be able to drive them on the street, hit a couple speed bumps. And then we also do something called a start and stop. So day one is you check in, you do the autocross, we do the drivability cruise. The drivability cruise usually ends up somewhere pretty cool at a restaurant, museum, something of that nature. And we have a big shindig throwdown. It's real fun. Then day two, we get up, they do something called a start and stop. It's basically kind of like horse barrel racing, but with your truck. It's kind of one or two little obstacles. You go to a cone or an obstacle, you loop around it or loop around it a couple times. I think last one we did, it had a figure eight, and then you fire through to the exit and you stop in the stop box. So it's a couple different events spread over a period of 2 days. Lots of great vendors, lots of great people, and lots of fun. My truck, we kind of got behind the eight ball. I had awesome friends help me build it. It was such an undertaking, and I've made some lifelong friends, the guys that helped me put this truck together for this event. Arnie started this event and I wanted to be part of it, so I decided to pull the trigger and get a truck and build it so I could race in his events and support him and have fun. So what we did is we acquired a truck, got the parts, had boxes coming to my house for like weeks, it felt like, from all kinds of different online order parts, and it was crazy. But basically, we got the truck together. I did not make the very first event, so we still went to it, had a lot of fun, brought a bunch of friends, a couple guys that helped me work on the truck, and we had a lot of fun at the first event. I ended up going to the second event, I think, which was in Arizona, and that was a wild story. Lots of fun was had. We ended up getting the truck done literally like a week and a half before we had to load it up on a trailer and drive 25 hours one way to Arizona to race. So it was really awesome for us to all kind of come together, finish the truck, put a couple break-in miles on the motor, kind of put it through its paces, if you will. A couple of different guys that helped me build the truck. We each took it and put it through its paces, gave it a good once over, loaded up on the trailer, drove 25 hours. We hit the race 2 days, had a blast, and then loaded up on the truck. We brought home some hardware. I think we won second place overall in our category, and we were just tickled pink that we made it, built it, did the race, came home, and been racing it now for a year since then. But you pay for your entry fee, you pay for your travel expenses, your hotel room. He has a big fancy dinner one night where a lot of the sponsors will say stuff or vendors will say stuff. There's dinner tickets you can buy for that. I think they're like $10 or something like that. It can change depending on where the venue is, but I'd say overall you could probably spend maybe $1,000 for a weekend, depending on how far away you have to travel to come to it. Be sure to check out our resources below and like and subscribe.